How's it going? Shades here, and welcome back to another video. So I've done a few videos regarding this. Some things have slightly changed, and I've gotten asked to do a updated version. I do play on controller, so if you play on controller, I recommend these settings. I'm going to be going over every single setting here in Fortnite and what I recommend. So with that being said, let's hop in here. So brightness 150, user interface 1, colorblind mode Tritanope, colorblind strength 8, motion blur off, show FPS off, report performance stats, you can disable that. Moving on to volume, main 100, music I have at 15. If you don't like the music, turn it down or completely off. There's been times where I completely turn it off because the music gives me a headache, but that's just me. Self-preference. Sound effects, 100%, dialogue, voice chat, cinematics, and picture-in-picture. You can turn that all at 100. Visual sound effects, turn that on. Basically what that does is allow you to see sounds around you. For example, if somebody's shooting, you'll be able to see which direction they're shooting from. So for example, if somebody's shooting in the south, you'll be able to know there's somebody shooting in the south. Voice chat, self-preference. I put mine on everybody. Voice reporting, I turn that off when possible. Voice chat method, turn that on open mic. Voice chat notifications, on. And then licensed audio, turn that on to play. Language and region, I'd turn that on auto. Language, obviously turn that on to the language you speak. Toggle sprint, turn that on. Auto open doors, on. Mantle activation. Hold jump. Hurdle activation. Press jump. Hold to swap pickup, turn that off. Toggle targeting, turn that off. Mark danger when targeting, turn that on. Auto pickup weapons, turn that off. Preferred item slots, this is going to be self-preference. This is how I run my guns. So loadout 1, I typically have utility. I have like my wings, the sword, the hammer, anything like that, shockwaves. That's typically where I put those. I put it in loadout slot 1. If I don't have any of that, sometimes I throw a SMG there. Sometimes I also throw a sniper there. But in a good world, I have any mobility items. Loadout slot 2, I typically have my shotgun. Almost always I have my shotgun there. Sometimes I throw an SMG if I'm not running a shotgun, but pretty much all the time I have a shotgun. Loadout slot 3, I almost always have an AR. Loadout slot 4, I typically have a sniper. And then loadout slot 5, I have a consumable item. Sometimes I have here in slot 1, I have a sniper or SMG, shotgun, and then AR, and then 2 consumable items for loadout slot 4 and loadout slot 5. It depends on the season, of course. Anyways, that's all self-preference. Moving on here, auto sort consumables to the right. I'd turn that on, but just like preferred item slots, that is self-preference. Moving on here to building. If you do not build, feel free to fast forward a little bit in the video. I'll go over this pretty quickly. So building, reset building choice, turn that on. Disable pre-edit option, turn that off. Turbo building on, auto confirm edits both. Contextual tips off, invert view off. Invert airborne controls and delete in creative mode. You can turn that off. I'd turn on turbo delete in creative mode on. I don't play it, so it's off. Tap to search interact, turn that on. FOV and FOV, I haven't messed with these, so 7100s at what is what they are at. Record replays, self-preference, I turn it on so I can look back at the replays if I need to. Record large team replays and record creative replays are both on off. Moving on to game UI. All these should be the same here. Reticle on, reticle ammo indicator on. Damage numbers, you can self-preference this. You can turn it on list if you want. I leave mine on cumulative. Reticle damage feedback, hit only. Damage numbers, scale 100. HUD scale 100. Spectator count on. Player health on. If you don't like people spectating you, you can turn that off. They'll still be spectating you, of course, but you won't know about it. I know some people that, knowing that somebody's watching them, F's with them, so feel free to turn that off if you're one of those people. Resources on, minimap on, quick bar on, target info on, pickup loot stream on, map and backpack keys, elimination feed, net debug stats, quest progress off, control prompts. Most of this doesn't even matter. Moving on here, touch and motion. We're not playing on touch and motion, so none of that matters. We're not playing on mouse and keyboard either, so that doesn't matter. Keyboard controls doesn't matter. We are playing on controller. So moving on to controller here, we got controller auto run, turn that on. Build immediately on. Edit hold time, turn that all the way down. Slide hold time, turn that all the way down. Reset camera axes, turn that on to pitch. Reset camera time, turn that all the way down. Vibration, turn that off. If you like the vibration on controller, feel free to turn that on, but most people turn it off. Quick weapon, custom only. You can also turn it, if you like, onto enabled. You can feel free to read what turning it onto enabled does and having it on custom does, up to you. Show diamond delay, turn that all the way to 0. Toggle behavior, slot 2. Instant toggle off. Moving on to sensitivity, turn advanced options on. That's going to bring up a separate menu here. Build mode sensitivity, I have mine at 1.0. Edit mode, I have mine at 0.6. Look horizontal speed and look vertical speed are both at 55. The horizontal and vertical boosts are both at 0 for turning. Turning boost ramp time 0. Instant boost when building on. Advanced aim down sights, ADS sensitivity. Both of these two are at 14. Turning horizontal boost and turning vertical boost are at 0. Turning boost ramp time is at 0 as well. Advanced sensitivity, look dampening time, 0. Look input curve is on linear. This is self-preference. You can turn that on to exponential if you like. Feel free to read what both of these do, and also read up online on Google what both of these do. It's self-preference. Same with all the sensitivity I just talked about. That's all self-preference. I do have a job. I haven't messed with my sensitivity in a long time. It's become pretty much, what do you call it? Programmed in my brain. The sensitivity is programmed in my brain. I haven't moved it in ages. I could probably move it up if I felt like it, but like I said, I have a job. So, yeah, this is what I run. Look input curve, like I said, self-preference as well. Aim assist strength, feel free to turn that all the way up unless you do not want aim assist for whatever reason. Turn that all the way down to 0. Controller dead zone and right stick dead zone, left and right here. This is for if you have stick drift. I just keep mine at 15 for both, even though I don't believe I have stick drift on my controllers. Stick drift pretty much is if you don't do anything with your controller, like you just don't click anything at all. Your right stick will move automatically, or your left stick will move automatically, pretty much on its own. Mostly that happens for the right stick. If you've never experienced that, of course, keep it at 15 or turn it all the way down to 0. Up to you. If you have stick drift, turn it up. Find that sweet spot. For vehicles here, accelerate with stick. I leave mine on. It's of course self-preference. I would though put it on. Moving on here, that is pretty much it. Let's go through here. Feel free to change keys if you need to. Player surveys. If you don't like player surveys, turn that off. Feel free to turn any of this off if you like. That's pretty much it, though. Till next time, I'm Shade, signing off. Have a good one.